Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll take a look at the new article that was published today by Games Workshop discussing the upcoming price increases. Here we go. So the article was published today with an update about the upcoming price increases at Games Workshop. So in this video, I thought we could go through the article, look at some of the sets that are going to be increased, some that aren't going to be increased in price, and then at the end, talk about how this might affect the hobby. So all the price changes we'll go through here in this video are going to come into effect on the 7th of March. And so you've got a bit of time, almost a month really, to get some of those products if you don't want to be affected by that price increase. And there's two things they say in the article. One, that loads of products are going to stay at the same price. And two, there are certain currencies where there won't be any changes to the prices either. Now, you could argue that they're already high. They're already more expensive than other parts of the world once you do a currency conversion. But anyway, regardless, they do say that they're going to stay the same. But let's have a look at those products that are going to increase. So we go through the different percentages. They say that in most cases, the increase is going to be about 5%. And the example they give are the box of Space Marine Intercessors, which are £35. Now with a 5% increase, that's going to go up about £1.75. They're saying it's going to go to like £36. So there's going to be a £1 increase there. By the time you get it from your discount store, then you know that increase isn't going to be as much. Almost you're not going to notice it. But it still is an increase, and it still is something to consider, especially if you're buying a few sets, putting an army together, that's going to mount up. They say that a few things are going to be increased by 10%, and I don't know what a few things means, but the examples they've given are books, scenery, and resin miniatures. So I guess this is going to include all your Finecast and Forge World. Is that a 10% increase across the board at Forge World? I don't know. But if we take a book as our example, and say we're looking at £28 for this Necromunda, the Book of Ruin, adding a 10% increase to that is going to take that from £28 to £31. Now the books aren't cheap, they're quite expensive already. They're great quality and everything, and I think, personally, I like the books. I think they're worth having, especially if you're really into an army. You want to get the codex, and they're great to use, and the artwork's fantastic in them, but a 10% increase, quite hefty. So books, scenery, resin miniatures, they're going to get quite an increase. Now we're on to the real bad news, and there's going to be a couple of outliers as they describe it, and these are going to be, for example, Blood Bowl teams and metal miniatures, and these are going to go up around 20%. So it could be more than 20%, could be a little bit less, but around 20%. So if we look at £26 for a Blood Bowl team, adding 20% to that is now going to take that up to £31, so just over £31. So that's a big increase, 20%, that's a lot to jump from. I've always thought that Blood Bowl teams are good value for what you get, and the box set, the main game itself, is really good for what's included. But now this price increase is going to really take that up in line with most of the other sets now. So I think the days of having good, cheap sets for Blood Bowl are over. So if there's any teams you're looking at getting, it might be a good idea to pick them up now. So that's the increases, but they also list a load of products that aren't going to go up in price, and these include paints, brushes, paint sets, tools, and the majority of starter sets. And now these are all things that are going to get people to get started in the hobby, so it makes sense that they're not going to increase these because they want to encourage people to buy them and then start buying all the more expensive products later on as they develop their armies. And so many companies do this. You have products that lost leader products that you put out there. You don't even make a profit. Sometimes you'll lose money on them. But just getting people into your shop or into your hobby or product line and then getting them to buy all the other products after that is where the profit's made. So keeping these at a low price makes a lot of sense. And historically, these have always been the best sets to pick up. The main Octarius box set, for example, not this starter set you can see here, but the Octarius one, such great value for what was included. A brilliant box set and packed with good stuff. And then box sets like Dominion and things like that are really good ways to start an army, add to an existing army, and get a lot of miniatures for a good price. Now, Harrow Deep is not going to be increased, But I would argue that this has already increased. This price went up to, what, £65 when this came out? And Warhammer Underworld's main box sets have been jumping up consistently year on year. So we've already seen an increase here. So to say that this isn't going up in price, I mean, technically it's not, but it already has. And then finally, the last part of the article has got some excluded currencies, and they say they're pleased that there are some areas of the globe where they'll be able to maintain current prices: Australia, New Zealand, Japan and China. Now these four are already paying a lot more per product than we do, say, in the UK for sure. They're paying a lot more already. So whether they're able to just absorb that increase because the prices are that much higher, or whether the currency exchange has something to play, I don't know. I have no idea about that. But good news, if you're there, the prices aren't going to go up. So they start the update just by mentioning that everything's going up: electricity, gas, raw materials, shipping, inflation, and all sorts. And I mean, they're not wrong. Everything is increasing. And you can just tell that by going to the supermarket. My weekly groceries are now like 10-20% more than they were just a couple of months ago. I imagine this isn't going to go down too well online, and I'll be reading some comments and just seeing how people feel about this. But it's to be expected. I mean, everything is going up, that's just the way of the world. Everything goes up year on year. But this has never been a cheap hobby, and having price increases of up to 20% is certainly not going to help. There are definitely ways around that, though. Stick to the starter sets, build your army up over time if you want to get the Games Workshop products. You could also look at other manufacturers for miniatures, 3D print them. You can even print them on paper, cut them out and put them on little stands. So there's certainly ways of playing the game without investing loads of money in it. And you can even get the rules for free online. So you don't have to make all these investments if you don't want to. But if you are keen on building a Game Workshop army to compete, you will need those proper products, of course. And I think that's where the price increases are really going to hit hard. So for me, this price increase is to be expected. Look at other manufacturers. Even Lego's going up. Lego's so expensive now compared to what it used to be. And so, I can't imagine why Games Workshop would be any different to these kind of companies. I'm sure I'm going to come across as some kind of apologist for Games Workshop, but that's what I think. I just think everything's going up, so I can't see why they would be different. And I'm not just going to make a video hating on them to get some more views or whatever. So I just want to put how I feel across, really. But what do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. So let me know in the comments section below. Do you think it's fair that the prices are going up? Are the increases too much? Do you think they're in line with the current rates of inflation and these costs going up in transport and things like that, and raw materials? Let me know. I'd love to hear what you think. I think this is a popular topic. We're always talking about Games Workshop prices and things like that. So there's a lot to go through here. And I wouldn't mind doing a video maybe looking how much it is, how much it costs to get into the hobby, to develop an army. Certainly with my Space Wolves that I've just done, I'm going to be doing that soon, breaking the prices down. So this might be a good time to really focus on that and talk about it. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you think, so I'm looking forward to reading the comments. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible. And if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there. And I'll put a link for that in the description down below.